All right. We live. Let me see something here. We gonna be ready. Make sure you hit the like button. Coming through the door. Huh? Hit the like button. Coming through the door. Hit it. What's up with y'all? Make sure you hit the like button coming to the door. Yo, hit that like button now. I've heard plenty of people say Bia can't rap. What's up? Hit the like button coming to the door. See nobody in the chat yet. What's up with y'all? Well, let me fix this video. Y'all joining me on the YouTube. Make sure you go to the YouTube, the IE Network. What's up, Preachy Pop? Hold on, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna fix this real quick. We're gonna fix this real quick. And I'm going to go over and explain what I meant live, because a lot of people act as though they hear me explain it. I figure doing a video, that's why I go slow in my videos. I'm thinking if y'all hear me during the video, y'all will be able to understand me. But I see some people act as though they still don't understand. Well, we're going to make you understand today. If you don't understand right now, the way I'm going to break it down is going to be no way that you can't understand. All right? There's going to be no way you can't understand. How I'm going to break it down to you? Because the phrase I was coined on and the phrase that everybody was going by was men lie, women lie, numbers don't, right? Y'all ever heard that before? What's up, Luna? Y'all ever heard that phrase before? What's up, Alfredo? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Tell me if y'all have heard that before. I've heard that before. I've heard that phrase before. I think everybody that's a part of social media has heard that phrase before, right? Jay-Z, who a lot of people consider as the GOAT, coined the phrase, right? Jay-Z coined that phrase. When they was talking about his numbers with the Black Album, and they were like, oh, Jay-Z is falling off. Jay-Z came out and was like, there's a lot of people talking about they the king. a lot of people, anybody can say they're the king. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And what was he talking about? Right? What was he talking about? He was talking about his album sales, right? He was talking about his number of number one rap hits, right? When people talk about Beyonce, right? When people want to talk about who's better between Beyonce and Rihanna, right? After Beyonce fans talk about her singing and dancing, what's the first thing they go to? She got 22 Grammys. Right? She got 22 Grammys. Beyonce got the most Grammys. 22 Grammys, that's numbers, right? Let me fix this background because this thing be throwing me off. The internet on here be really messing up, man. Be really messing up. Hold on. The internet on here be messing up, bro. Well, Beyonce's better but that's an opinion. See, that's an opinion. There's going to be some people that say Beyonce's better, right? There's going to be some people that say Rihanna's better. It's really your opinion. It's your preference. It's your preference. So we can't just say, oh, Beyonce's better, because that's a preference. You're going to have some people that say Beyonce's better. You're going to have some people that say Rihanna's better. So a preference can't be proven. Nobody's wrong. An opinion can't be wrong. The only time an opinion is wrong is when you use it and you state it as a fact. So there are some people who think Beyonce danced better than Janet Jackson. I'm not one of those people. But if they say, to me, Beyonce danced better than Janet Jackson, you can't call them wrong. That's their opinion. An opinion can't be wrong. Exactly, Crystal. Crystal thinks Rihanna's better. Jeremiah thinks Beyonce's better. Right? But that's not something that can be proven. But what can be proven? When you say, who sold more records? That could be proven, right? You can look that up. You can look that up. And you could say, well, who sold more records? Rihanna. Or you could say, well, who got more Grammys? You can look that up. Beyonce. So numbers are a way to end arguments. You can't end the argument with an opinion. So when people say, oh, do numbers matter? Of course they matter. Of course they matter. Our life, our whole entire life and existence is built on numbers. Our whole entire life and existence is built on numbers. Every single profession that you are in, you're on a job, you're on a production job, right? You're on a production job. I don't know what any of y'all do for a living, right? I'm my own boss, so I'm not on a production job. However, whatever people do for a living, any of y'all that are on a production job, think about how you get incentives, how you get raises, who determines who gets a raise and advance. How do you get more money? How do you make more money on your job? Most of the time, if you're in a production business, the way that you make more money is by the numbers, by the production. Am I not right? Am I not right? I used to work back in the day for Cablevision, right? I used to work for Cablevision. There was about 70 agents in the office. There was 70 agents in the office. Then people would get raises. There would be incentives at the end of the month. $500 to this one, $500 to that one. We're going to do $500 for the person that solved the most calls. We're going to do $500 to the person who took the most payments. Right? You're going to get incentive. If you make your budget, if you make your quota, you're going to offer extra services to the cable customers. The person who sells the most extra services is going to get an extra $250. Haven't you ever heard of that? Right? That's numbers. That's numbers. And what you try to do, I'm going to try to sell the most extra services this month, because if I sell more than Joey, because Joey got it last month, I need to sell more than Joey, and I'm going to get that extra $200. Right? When they bring you into the office and they say, so, Keisha, okay, you were fifth this month. You were the fifth agent. Your numbers came out. You took the fifth most calls. Congratulations. Blah, blah, blah. If you get in the top 3, you'll be up for an incentive. Right? Am I the only person? I don't see y'all typing back. Am I the only person who's ever worked a production job in his life? So, when you ask the question, hold on. Do numbers matter? Hold on. Do numbers matter? When you ask the question, do numbers matter? The answer is, of course. Because your whole existence of living, of providing from your family, for putting food on your table, for buying a house, right? For buying your first home, for buying your second home, for buying a car, right? All of that is processed on numbers. And the numbers that you do on your job. And if you do not produce the required amount of sales, of phone calls, of production, of quality, what usually happens? They get rid of you. They get rid of you. What's up, always? They get rid of you. So when you are on your job and you got another person competing with you, exactly. Thank you, Luna. I was getting to that. So when you're competing against somebody on your job, think about the job that you had, or if you don't have a job right now, the job that you had that other people were doing. You had a production job, right? And they said, oh, there's a contest. Whoever has the highest production scores at the end of the season, they get a trip. Everybody's trying to get high production scores, right? Everybody wants to get high production scores. So when at the end of the year, they're only going to give that to one person. And they're going to say, oh, well, you were the third highest. You were the second highest. You were the first highest. And then what's going to happen if you're the first highest? They're going to put your picture up in the job and say, oh, our top agent for this month was this person. Here's an award because you were the top agent. It ain't no different with music. It ain't no different. Music is a production job, right? Music's a production job. A record company pays you a certain amount of money, and in return, they expect a certain amount of streams, a certain amount of sales to pay back the money that they are fronting for you. When rappers go number one, what's the first thing they do? Tweet, I'm number one in the country. I'm the number one rapper in the country. What? Reposting. Chart data. Oh, Johnny 2 Time debuts at number one. How many of those rappers that had a number one album, how many of them did you see say, nah, bro, don't post that. That don't matter. It don't matter that I'm number one. I don't even want you to post that. But Drake doesn't say he don't care about number one, because when he went number 1, 2, and 3, did he post it? He had a damn party. Had shirts made that said 1, 2, 3. He cares. You underestimated greatly. Most number ones ever. How long did it really take me? He's talking about numbers, right? He's talking about numbers. 33 years, I gave that to the game. 33 mil, I saved that for the rain. 500 weeks, I filled the charts of my pain. That's numbers, right? Exactly. Because you know I do a number than the Beatles. I got more slaps than the Beatles. When he sold more than the Beatles, he mentioned it. I got more slaps than the Beatles. That's numbers. So trust me, Drake cares too. Drake cares too. He lets you know 500 weeks I feel the charts of my pain. He let everybody know that he's been on the charts 500 weeks. Nobody's ever done that. So if the numbers don't matter, why is every single rapper when they drop running to the charts on Monday morning? You never see none of them say, forget them charts, like before they come out, especially if they're slated to come in at number one. I've never heard one person say, nah, those numbers don't mean nothing. Every rapper that's done something, that's been number one at something, has either posted it, bragged about it, talked about it in their music. So when we got into the argument, well, not the argument, when I posted that 6ix9ine dropped a video, right? Fivio Foreign dropped the video or whatever he dropped, an album, a record, whatever. Cardi B dropped a video. 6ix9ine dropped a video. After 24 hours, Cardi B, Dougie B, and the other dude had 1 million. After 24 hours, 6ix9ine had 8 million. Now, where did I never once said, people saying, oh, so do you keep that same energy? Do you feel that same way about the females, that whoever does is better? I never once said that 6ix9ine was a better rapper than Fivio Foreign. I never said that. I said 6ix9ine is doing bigger numbers than Fivio Foreign. And that's just the truth. I'm sure there's some 6ix9ine fans out there that say he's better than Fivio Foreign. They're 6ix9ine fans. That's their opinion. And then there's going to be people out there, right? Exactly. 2 million views. Exactly. Numbers. Right? There's going to be people out there, of course, that say, oh, Fivio's way better than 6ix9ine. Okay, but that's an opinion. I think Fivio's a better rapper than 6ix9ine, but there's going to be 6ix9ine fans that say, no, he ain't. 6ix9ine's better. So opinions can't be proven, but numbers can be proven. That's why you said men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And the fact is that every single time 6ix9ine drops, he's beating all the other rappers, with really the exception of Drake. He's putting up numbers to the fact where YouTube is pausing his numbers for hours. For hours. They're pausing this dude's numbers for hours. Because they're sitting here looking at him pretty much breaking YouTube again. And they are sitting here preaching to the people that they have under contract, and they can't explain to them why they're spending millions of dollars on a budget. And 6ix9ine is pretty much promoting his own music, putting out his own music, dropping his own music on the date that he chooses, on the time that he chooses. Right, he's still paused. He's still only on 8 million. He was on 2 million views in 4 hours. That was 2 days ago. So now they only have him on 8 million views. I guarantee you his views is about 30 million. He's probably on about 30 million or more. Or more. What's up, Miss Char? And that's still low. 9.2 is still low. They did the same thing to him with the Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber thing. He should have had a #1 record then. 6ix9ine has one #1. He should have 3. He should have 3. Maybe even 4. Because they did it to him with Romo. They did it with Fifi. They robbed him with Fifi. Him and Nicki Minaj. They robbed him with Gooba when he clearly had the #1 song. And then the last day, they paused his numbers and then said, oh, Billboard's not going to accept it. So Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber came #1. Thank you. Thank you always. So the same way how when Nicki Minaj was blackballed, they was freezing her numbers on YouTube. Same way. But my point being is that numbers are the only thing that we can use as proof on an argument. So in sports, what about the people who never saw Michael Jordan? If you got somebody who 15, 16 years old and they never saw Michael Jordan, and you ask them, who's the GOAT, LeBron or Michael Jordan? What do you think they're going to say? LeBron. LeBron's the GOAT. Right? People that saw Jordan is going to say Jordan's the GOAT. People that saw both of them, some of them are going to say LeBron, some of them are going to say Jordan. That's an opinion. That can't be proven, whether it's right or wrong. But what can be proven? Who got more championships? Who got more championships? LeBron or Jordan? Let's look it up. How many championships does LeBron James have? Enter. LeBron James has 4 championships. Okay. How many championships does Michael Jordan have? Enter. Mike, get the whatever. Okay, fine. How many championships does Michael Jordan have? Enter. Michael Jordan has 6 championships. That's it. Michael Jordan's better. Why? Because he got 6 titles and LeBron got 4. That's numbers, right? So most of the time when people decide who's the GOAT, what do they say? Jordan's the GOAT. He got 6 titles. LeBron only got 4. Am I right or wrong? You go to numbers when you are deciding. How do you think the first thing, when you talk about Beyonce, right? When you talk about Beyonce, they're going to say, Beyonce knows. So the first thing they're going to probably say, 22-time Grammy winner. Right? Every time you see Beyonce's name and they talk about Beyonce, 22-time Grammy winner Beyonce. It's about the accolades. You see, the people that say numbers don't matter is the ones that is no longer working for them. You see, numbers matter until it don't work for you no more and it's working for the other person. So now they're putting the other person above you. And you're saying, wait a minute, I rap better than them. I got better bars than them. But when the numbers were working for you, you said men lie, women lie, numbers don't. But then when the numbers were no longer in your favor, your rhyme changed to, now we look like Billboard, like, are you dumb? Oh, so now Billboard's dumb because it's not working for you anymore. See, it's not working for you anymore. You no longer are the top dog with numbers. Drake is. So when people start comparing Drake and Jigga, they're going to say, well, Drake got more number ones than Hove. And Drake got more number one rap songs than Hove. Hove got more Grammys. Hove got more Grammys, but Drake done sold more records. He has more streams over 1 billion. He's got more number ones. His album's been on chart for 500 weeks. Now Jay says, we look at Billboard like, are you dumb? Well, when did it become dumb? When it wasn't working for you no more? Because it wasn't dumb when you were the top dog. So that's what the word there's hypocrisy. I love that word. The hypocrisy is numbers don't matter. When you don't come in number one, oh, that don't matter. She's still the best, or he's still the best. Numbers don't matter, but it mattered when you was running to the charts on Monday morning. When you thought there was a chance of you being number one, and you was ready. You had that tweet ready. Number one song in the country. What? I got the number one song in the country. You had that tweet ready. But then you get to the charts and find out you're not number one. You're number 3. And then you say, that don't matter. Number one don't matter. I'm number one anyway. I don't need no charts to tell me I'm number one. But that wasn't the same energy you just had when you found out you wasn't number one. See, that's not fair. That's not fair. When you thought you was gonna be number one, it was you was ready to tweet out, I got the number one song in the country. I want to thank all my fans, blah, 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 whoop, whoop, whoop. But then when you come up short, now you go back to numbers don't matter. Oh, it's payola. Oh, they messing up with my numbers. Oh, it's this, it's that. But you wasn't saying that before. When you were the top dog, you wasn't saying that. There was nothing wrong with the numbers then. There was no payola working then. There was no machine against you then. 5-year-old foreign. Numbers don't matter, because if numbers didn't matter, if the King of New York was about numbers, then Jay-Z would be the king. Yeah, you're right. Jay-Z is the King of New York. What are you talking about? Oh, if it was about numbers, then Jay-Z would be the King of New York. Bingo. Or Biggie or somebody. Biggie was, but he's dead now. Everybody loves Nicki Minaj, right? When Remy came out and was hitting them when Remy came out and was hitting them with them bars, right? Did anybody say, oh shit, Remy might be the queen? You hear them bars? No. What was Nicki's reply? First of all, to be the queen, you got to have plaques. You have to have hit records. Right? Her words, not mine. Her words, not mine. Didn't care about them bars when it was Sheetha. Nobody cared about them bars. They said, oh, please. Remy don't sell no records. How's she going to be the queen? She don't sell no records. That's facts, right? You can't be the queen if you don't sell records. But then when there's somebody that comes along and they getting them plaques and they getting them Grammys and they getting them hits and they getting them sales, now it's, oh, the numbers don't matter. It's about skill. It's about bars. You got to keep the same energy. That's what I'm about. I'm about keeping that same energy at all times. That's why a lot of people don't mess with me. Because number one, I'm not going to forget nothing. I'm not going to forget nothing. And I'm going to keep that same energy. Once you put it out there and you tell me something about your numbers, I'm going to hold you to that. Because everybody's time runs out. And when your time starts to run out, I don't want to hear you now try to revert to something else. Perfect example. I do the same thing for Cardi. I do the same thing for Cardi. And you want to know how? Exactly, Luna. Thank you. Luna's on the same page. Typical's on the same page. When Cardi B said in her record with Lizzo, and my records live in the top 10, okay, That means every record you drop, Cardi, after that line, I want to see it in the top 10. If it's not, I'm going to call you on it. Because you told me your records live in the top 10. So you got to have to drop top 10 records every single time you drop. Your words, not mine. So when you drop a record, and then I hit you in your DM with, what happened here? That record didn't go top 10. What's good? You can't get mad at me. You told me your records live in the top 10. I didn't say that. Right or wrong? You got to keep it fair. I keep it fair. I keep it fair. When Nick says you got to have plaques, you got to have hit records to be the queen, you got to sell records. You got to have plaques, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now somebody else is coming along and they're getting them numbers. Are they the queen? No, because they don't have bars like Nicki. Oh, okay, so now bars matter. Fabio, if he had the number one album, right? He would have been saying number one album. Number one album in the country. I got the number one, just like Gunna. What did Gunna do? Number one album in the country. Right. And I agree with you, bro. It sucks. But, you know, that's what we're dealing with now. So if you're going to be dealing with, if of course, we don't want it to. Now, if you want to tell me back in the 80s, it didn't matter. Nobody cared about how many records you sold. We didn't determine if you was hot by that. We have records that are considered legendary records. They consider Nas, they consider Illmatic the greatest hip-hop album ever. Illmatic didn't even go gold for a number of years. Illmatic didn't even sell 500,000. But they considered Illmatic the greatest hip-hop album ever. Because back then, numbers didn't matter. Back then, numbers didn't matter. It was about who you heard playing your shit in the street. Who was playing your shit in the club. What clubs were playing it? What parties was playing it? When you go out to the park, was you hearing it? Did it play on the Rap Attack? That's what it was about. Did your record play on the Rap Attack? Oh, I heard that record back then. It was if you heard it twice. They would play it once when the Rap Attack first come on, and then once at the end of the night. Like, yo, you knew that was the hottest record. It got played twice during a 2-hour span. But my point being, you cannot say, you can't be rocking with the numbers one day, and then when the numbers don't work for you, you're not rocking with the numbers. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. What's up, Alexa? You can't do that. It's either you're rocking with the numbers or you're not. So if somebody says, I'm not feeling this new Billboard, I'm not feeling this new Billboard. I ain't rocking with it no more. When you come in number one, I don't want to see you on Twitter tweeting number one album in the country. You said you didn't rock with Billboard. You can't have it both ways. You cannot have it both ways. You can't tell me, oh yeah, go out and stream that. Stream and buy. Buy and stream. Stream and buy. Buy and stream. We gonna get this number one. And then when you don't get number one, I ain't care anyway. That don't mean nothing. Nah. I understand. If you're not gonna rock with Billboard, don't rock with Billboard. But then if you don't go number one, I don't want to see you online complaining about, oh, this, that, and third. Oh, such and such and such. Oh, they froze my numbers. The reason why I didn't get number one is because, but if you don't care about it, don't talk about it, ever. But you can't come on and tell me numbers don't matter, because numbers determine everything. Numbers determine how much, which record they're going to send the radio, by how many times it got playlisted and streamed. If your record isn't playlisted and streamed a lot when it dropped, they're not going to invest the money and buy playlisting at a radio show, because your song didn't do the numbers. So the point I was making with 6ix9ine and Fivio Foreign, since everybody don't seem to understand, oh, so are you telling me that he's a better rapper than... I never said that. I never once said that 6ix9ine is a better rapper than Fivio Foreign. I simply said Fivio Foreign context to the numbers matter. Sometimes the numbers are and don't matter. I'm gonna tell you right now, bro, when it comes to, when maybe to fans, maybe to some fans, numbers don't matter. But you cannot tell me in a production business that numbers don't matter when it determines how you eat. It determines how you eat. To somebody like Jay-Z, maybe the numbers don't matter to Jay now because he's not putting out music anymore. But I bet you the numbers in his business matter. So maybe the numbers to somebody like Jay, who really don't put out music anymore, maybe numbers don't matter to him. But I bet you the numbers matter in Roc Nation management. He ain't saying, oh, that's all right. All y'all just put out whatever you want to put out. It don't matter if you make money. Nah, just as long as the music sounds good. It's all about the culture. We don't care if you don't make any money. It's all about the culture. Go put out what you want. Come get the fuck out of here. Jay-Z ain't saying that. Ain't no businessman saying that. They saying you better recoup back this money that we put up front. You think they saying, oh, we're gonna upfront you $4 million. If you don't make it back, it's okay. It's for the culture. Really? You think they're saying that? You think Jay gonna say that to Megan Thee Stallion? You think Jay gonna say that to when Kanye was under him? What did Jay say when Kanye didn't make back the money on that tour? What's the first thing out Jay's mouth? You owe me $20 million because I gave you $20 million for that tour and you didn't finish it. You cut the tour short. Did you see Jay saying, it don't matter? You can keep the $20 million I gave you. It's for the culture. No. It's the same thing with the charts. The numbers only don't matter when it don't work for you no more. Same thing when you talk about sports. Everyone says numbers don't matter until the next dude numbers are better than yours. Correct. That's my only point. So when I said 6ix9ine dropped an album, dropped a video. His video did more views than Fivio Foreign. So 6ix9ine was saying, oh, I'm the king of New York because when I drop, nobody does numbers like me. That's his reason why. That's what he's going to stand on. He's going to stand on numbers. Right? He's going to stand on numbers. But Fivio Foreman is going to say numbers don't matter because his numbers aren't as good. But if his numbers were better than 6ix9ine and 6ix9ine said, oh, I dropped the video and I got 3 million on it already. And if Fivio Foreman had 5 million, he'd be like, so what? My video got 5 million. He would not say numbers don't matter, bro. That ain't how you determine who the king of New York is. Numbers don't matter. No, he wouldn't. The numbers only don't matter when it don't work for you no more. Everything is about numbers. The reason why your neighborhood, your state, or whatever is paying the amount of money for gas that is paying, or your rent. For people who rent, the reason why you're paying the amount for your rent, and have you ever been in a building and your rent just goes up and you're like, what? Why did my rent go up? You want to know why your rent went up? Because somebody beat out your buildings. The guy who owns your building, somebody beat him in profit last month. And he's like, I gotta raise I have to raise, we gonna have to have, not budget, but the other word. I'm gonna have to raise this up because, they got more profit than me. So if I raise my rent, that's why you're paying, that's why your rent goes up. Because of numbers. And somebody didn't want to lose out again to somebody else. Well, I'll tell you one thing always. You were definitely 1 in a million. Because even though you say you'd rather give them quality over quantity, however, you got to have some quantity too. You got to have some quantity too. If you hiring people, right? If you hiring people and they're giving quality customer service, but you not making enough money, you not going to keep them on and be like, you know what? You are excellent to all my customers. It don't matter if you didn't sell nothing. You can't do that. You can't do that. You're not going to be able to pay them. So yeah, I understand when you say, maybe you say quality to you is more important than quantity, but quantity definitely matters. You got to stay in business. You got to stay in business. So that's why I said numbers matter. Right. Talent doesn't matter anymore. It should. But it don't. It's now all about, can you sell this product for my company? Can you sell other products for other brands? Because if you can do that, I'm going to invest in you, because you're in a 360, and the more brands you get, I eat off it. So especially now, they're looking for an artist. That's the reason why people keep saying, how is Sweetie doing this? And how is Sweetie getting that? She's not a better rapper than Nicki Minaj. She's not a better rapper than Megan Thee Stallion. She's not a better rapper than Doja Cat. How is she getting all these brand deals? Because Sweetie comes with a total package. She comes with more tools than just music. She comes with everything else that's more valuable than just being a dope rapper. What's up, Gigi? She comes with more than just being a dope rapper. She's marketable. There's the word. Sweetie, when Sweetie comes, they're going to say, oh man, Sweetie's already a brand. She's got her own company, right? She's got her own company. She can nail down any brand deal. She had a damn McDonald's meal named after her. And she's got a couple of hit records. We can't sit and act like Sweetie would be getting any deals if she didn't have no hits. I mean, now, come on. Do you see anybody else with no hits got any brand deals like Sweetie? No. So she had to have some hits. She's got 3 or 4 platinum records. So that's why when I talk about the narrative, people try to spin this narrative like Sweetie, everything she's ever put out flopped. That's not factual. That's not factual. Because if everything she put out flopped and she didn't have any hit records, nobody would be looking to her to brand with her. Nobody. Nobody wants to brand with someone who has not been successful in their own field. That's like any NBA player, right? There may have been an NBA player that was trash in basketball, never made an all-star team, never won a championship, never made the Olympic team, never won a scoring title, but he won the slam dunk contest. Do you know how many dudes made millions of dollars because they won the slam dunk contest? And you'd be like, yo, this dude is trash. How he got a Nike deal? Because he won the slam dunk contest. If you got something that they're looking for, if you have a tool that they're looking for, they're going to want to fuck with you because you're in 360s now. You're in 360s now. You see, a lot of reasons why Nicki don't get the brand deals that of a lot that these other artists are getting is because she's still in her first contract. She's still in the contract that don't have the 360 tags attached to it. But Lord and behold, if Nicki Minaj ever ends this contract and then re-signs another one, you can bet your bottom dollar she's going to be in a 360. She's not going to have the same luck as she had before because she happened to sign that deal back in 2009. So she got away with it back in 2009. But all deals signed, I believe, like after 2012 has all been 360s. Because of the internet. Right, so we was in people, oh my God, Nicki isn't even performing at Coachella. Cardi isn't even performing at Coachella. How is Sweetie performing at Coachella? Because Sweetie is a brand and she's marketable and she can sell water to a whale. And she's educated and she has her own company and she's a businesswoman and she's got a good management team. And when people see her selling this and selling that, oh man, we got to get her on Coachella. But best believe she would not be able to do all of that if there was never a My Type, if there was never a Icy, and if there was never a Tapped In, and a best friend with Doja Cat. Doja Cat is the hottest artist right now, or would say one of the top 3 hottest artists. And she got a record with Sweetie. That was a top 10 record that got nominated for awards. You don't think that holds some weight? They're going to say, oh man, Doja Cat is hot. She worked with Sweetie. I wonder what's so special about Sweetie that Doja Cat wanted to work with her. Let's go find out. That's how it works. That's how it works. She's going to have no choice but to be in a 360 unless she don't sign a deal. Now, if she don't sign a deal with a record label, that's something totally different. If she signs a deal with a record label, it ain't got nothing to do with smarts. She's going to be in a 360 because that's all they're selling. That's all they're signing now. So if she's going to not sign a deal and just be independent, yeah, she won't be in a 360. But if she signs with Universal again or signs with Republic, she's going to be in a 360. It's a new deal. It's a new time. This ain't 2009 no more. Trust me, I know. It's not 2009 no more. Every single person that signs a deal nowadays since 2013 are all in 360s. Nicki's deal came prior to the change. So if she says, you know what, I'm not signing a deal, I'm just going to stay independent. Okay, yeah, then she won't be in a 360. But if she says, I'm going to re-up and sign another $100 million deal for Universal, oh, best believe she's going to be in 360. Trust me. She's going to be no different from nobody else. Drake is the biggest artist in the world. He re-signed with Universal. He's in a 360. And he's the biggest artist in the world. So the notion that the numbers don't matter is all BS. Of course they do. Everything starts with your numbers. That's why they're all flocking to the charts every Monday. Well, Sweetie had her own company. It's a little different. Sweetie had her own company, and she didn't take upfront money. But anything that comes through the record company that backs her, they get a cut from it, without a doubt. These brand deals, they definitely get a cut from it. Because unless she's doing the brand deals through Icy. If she's not doing the brand deals through Icy and she's doing them through Warner Brothers, absolutely they're going to cut from it. Now, her records and the way they pay her, if she's putting out her records through her record label. And when they wanted to give her the upfront money, she didn't take it. So what I said was she don't have to pay back. When people saying, oh, she's got to pay back the record label our money. No, she doesn't, because she didn't take money. That's why I said people fuck with her, because she's smart. She didn't take an advance. She said, I'm making enough money. I can live off my streams. I can live off my brand deals for now, where I'm not going to take an advance because I got to pay the advance back. And if I don't sell the amount of records to recoup that, then you're going to start taking money from me. So instead of that, I'm just going to live off my streams and I'm going to live off my brand deals. And that's going to be enough for me to live off of right now until my album drops, whatever. I think 6ix9ine is smart. I think 6ix9ine is smart because he knows that no label, he knows that any label that backs him is just going to give him $5 million up front. Then he won't recoup that $5 million. And then they're going to be saying, you owe us $5 million. Once he runs out of money flossing or paying for security or whatever he does. All right? So him getting his own label is smart because people listen to him. A 360 deal entails every bit that you make off of once you're in a record deal with a record company. Because of the internet, right? And because record companies no longer make the amount of money that they used to make because of the internet, because of streaming, because of downloading. It really started with Napster and with file sharing. Because there is the World Wide Web, record companies stopped making as much money as they were. So they installed a all-around 360 deal. So whenever you get, it used to be an artist, their concert sales, they used to be able to keep a percentage of what they get paid. What they get paid to perform in concert, they used to be able to keep for themselves. What they get paid, they used to be able to keep what they made for a show. They used to be able to keep that money. And they only had to share the money that they made from the record sales. Nowadays, because of the internet, they made it so if you get a modeling deal, we get a piece off. We eat off it. If you get a merchandise deal, we eat off it. If you get a brand deal, we eat off it. If you're in a movie, we eat off it. Anything that pays you money, we get. That's what a 360 deal entails. So that's all the way around, right? So wherever you're making money, they're making money. Because the internet stole from us. They do now, yeah. Yes, Sherilyn, yes, they do. If you're under label, yes. They get a piece of your streams now. Right? Because you're getting paid. Yeah, 360 is a bad thing. It's a bad thing because you're never going to get all the money. You're never going to get all of the money. And just think, if you're going out there busting your ass for a photo shoot and you're traveling to another country to do this photo shoot, and then you got to travel to another country to do this show, and then you got to travel back here to do this show, you want all the money, right? You don't want somebody in an office sitting in a chair for 8 hours to get the same amount of money. Matter of fact, they're going to get more money than you get, and you're the one performing. Why sign? Because when you sign, you have a machine behind you to give you millions of dollars. Wherein if you don't have a record deal, you're not going to get that money up front. You're going to have to pay because everything costs, right? So if you don't have a record company behind you and you want to go on tour, right? Who's going to pay for that? You got to pay for that. Going on tour costs millions of dollars, right? Why sign? Because record companies can buy playlisting for you. Record companies can buy ads for you. Record companies can have a budget and give you money to go hire a producer, to go get collab with Timbaland. You know, Timbaland charged $400,000. Okay, we're gonna give you a budget to get a song from Timbaland, to get a song from Pharrell, and get a song from Sia. They all cost. So we're gonna give you this budget to go get these songs from them, and then you make that money back, and we'll take the money that we gave you up front. Plus, we'll give you your pocket money, your spending money, whatever, your signing bonus, whatever. Because when you're independent, you don't have no money to buy streams. You don't have money to buy playlisting. But here's the thing with Drake. Drake is losing out a lot, but he's still worth $300 million. So just imagine if he wasn't in a 360, he'd be worth way more. However, Drake is able to get his music out worldwide because he had a machine backing him. If he's independent, he's not going to be making the same amount of money he's making. You know what I mean? Thanks a lot, Bill. He's not going to make the same amount. No independent artists make the same amount of money as somebody with a backing. So that's why I said, to show you how effective and how valuable backing is, Drake just got out of his contract. He is the biggest. Do you think Rihanna is done making music? I can see Rihanna maybe putting out an album. I don't know when. But for the immediate future, I wouldn't expect any Rihanna music. After she has a baby and she has stuff to sing about and she has ideas, she may put out an album at the end of the year to be talking, she's got new stuff to talk about now. But as long as she's going good with this business, I can't see Rihanna making no music no time soon. No, Nicki said corporate giants and machines went against her because she was blackballed by the industry, because she pretty much went, and that could be Kai. That could be a part of it, because they really can't make money off of her outside of her selling music. Now she sells music, and of course the record company's gonna make money off of your record sales. But her merchandising, they don't make money off of right now. Her show money, they don't make money off of right now. Any money she gets from being in a movie, they don't get money off that right now. So her corporate giants went against her only because of the Miley Cyrus thing. And they started wanting to push her out of the industry because she's getting up there in age, and they're not going to market her and give her the same amount of money that they used to. Remember, she's still under contract. She's still under Republic. But Republic is saying, okay, you're still under contract. But we're not giving you $6 million anymore. Because number one, and this is how they talk. Number one, you're almost 40 years of age. Every single rapper that you look back in history, but when they start up to 40, their production isn't the same, especially females. The number two thing, they're going to take out all her albums and they're going to say, Black Friday, what was it called? Pink Friday? That's the first album? Pink Friday. 325,000 first week. Or 350, whatever it did. Oh, second album, Pink Print. 225. Oh, third album, whatever. 2 whatever. Oh, look at this. We went from 375 to 275. Now we're at 220. Now let's see Queen. 185. You're going down with every album. You've went down with every single album. Wow. What does that mean? Looks like you're getting a little less popular. And you're not selling like you used to. So why should we invest the same money that we used to when you're not selling like you used to? And that's how they do business. That's how they do business. So they're going to say, so if you did 185 with Queen, and artists are generally selling less records now than they ever have, what makes us think you're going to sell more of this album than you did Queen when you went down every single album? What have you done to make us think that? So we're going to cut your budget to $2 million. And then what happens now? Now she can't afford to get those same producers she used to get. She can't get Swizz Beatz on one track and Pharrell on this track and this one on this track. So now she has to get producers with a little bit less, that charge less. Now she can't get Eminem, or now she can't get this one or that one, unless they're going to do it just on good faith. Unless she's going to barter and say, hey, do you want to do a collaboration for my album? And then when your album comes out, we can do a barter. We can do a feature for feature. I'll do yours. I'll sign an agreement that when your album drops, I'll do a feature for your album. So some of them will do that. Some of them to be on Nicki Minaj's album and say, hell, I'll do it. I'll do it for a barter. So she can get over with that because of who she is. And there's going to be some people who's going to say, oh man, I'm going to get on Nicki Minaj's album. I don't need no payment. That's the reason why I said that I would do I would pay Nicki Minaj for an interview. Right? That's why I said I would pay Nicki Minaj 25 stacks just for an interview. Because I know in the long run, I'm going to make that back. If I come online and say, I got an exclusive Nicki Minaj interview, do you know the amount of views I'm going to get on that? So that 25 stacks I'm going to make that back. So I said, I'll pay her 50 stacks. I said, if I had 50 stacks, if Nicki would do an interview for me for 50 stacks, I would pay her 50 stacks for a 10-minute interview. Because I know I'm going to make that back over the long haul. I'm going to make them 50 stacks back. Drake finished with the Young Money contract, but Drake signs again to Universal. So he doesn't have to split his money three ways anymore. His money don't go through Young Money, Cash Money, and then Universal, and then him. So now it just goes through Universal and then him. That's just the way it is. You know, part of the reason that Nicki is not in a 360, it's two reasons. One was a little bit of luck. Two was the time that she signed. And three was her lawyer. So a lot had to do with it. It had a lot to do with it because Drake also signed around the same time, but he got in a 360. Remember, Drake and Nicki came out around the same time, but Nicki signed a year before Drake. Nicki signed before Drake. They came out around the same time, but Nicki signed before Drake. And she had a good lawyer. Now, this time around, you're talking 10 years later. There's no way for a lawyer to get around 360s. Not anymore. So she can very well say, you know what? I'm not going to ever be in a 360 deal, so I'm just going to be independent. I'm going to open up my own label. I'm going to put music out on my label and then just pay a distribution company. Maybe Universal will distribute the music for me. Universal will distribute. I'll pay them for distribution, or I'll pay Leor. Well, she don't like Leor, so she ain't going to pay Leor. I'll pay Leor $300,000. And I'll put the music out through my own label. So that way, every sale, instead of me making $1, I'll get the whole $7. I'll get the whole $8. And then on my streams, the only person I'll have to pay is Spotify. Stream through Spotify. Or I only have to pay Spotify and Amazon. Whoever the streaming service is that I'm going through, I won't have to pay a record label. But the record label buys playlisting. So playlisting will be much tougher when you're independent. Cardi's in a 360 all the way around. She only signed her deal 5 years ago. So Cardi's in a 360 deal. She was in a 360 deal when she first got in. She was in a production deal with QSR. She was in a production deal with QSR. She was in the first deal she signed was with Mona. So if she got any shows, right, when she was on Love and Hip Hop, if she got any shows or if she did any hosting when she was on Love and Hip Hop, Mona got a percentage of it because you got exposure for being on Love and Hip Hop. That's my show. That's my platform. So if you're getting paid $5,000 to go host, guess what? I want $1,000. So Mona was getting like 10%. So if Cardi got $5,000 to show up at a place and it said Love and Hip Hop's Cardi B, right? If you use Mona's brand, Love and Hip Hop's Cardi B will be a guest Friday. And Cardi got paid $5,000 to be there. She has to pay Mona $1,000. So she really gets $4,000 to be there. Then if she had any security with her, any personal security, she got to pay them or whatever they work out, right? Now that she's no longer under Love and Hip Hop contract, she was under the production contract of QSR, and then she was under Atlantic. So QSR signed her to a production deal, and what their deal was is you're signed to us. If we get you signed to a record label, we get a percentage of your record sales. That's why she had to pay them. Because when she got the big deal at Atlantic, QSR was like, hey, you were signed under us when you made the money off of Bodak Yellow, when you made the money off of Get Up 10, and I think it was like Beckin' Head or whatever. It was like 3 songs, and you were signed under us when Bodak Yellow dropped. So that's the reason why all of the money that she made, not all of the money, they took a percentage of what she made off of Bodak Yellow, Beckin' Head, and one other song, and some of the show money that she made. And that's why Atlantic had that money in escrow. So what Cardi did was, I know I got $36 million in escrow, so I'm not even going to spend that money. So the money that all this money that she was spending up until recently was money that she got off the other songs, streaming, endorsements, TV show. She didn't even have the Atlantic money. The Atlantic money had $36 million in escrow. That was pretty much on hold. Nobody could touch it until the settlement ended. So QSR wanted 50%. They wanted 50% of the $37 million. They wanted to go half and half. But Cardi's argument was, y'all was not my manager when on the second half of Invasion of Privacy. Y'all had nothing to do with 10 of the songs. Y'all only had something to do with 5 of the songs. So that's what you're going to get paid from. And you're going to get paid from, the shows that I did on the money I made off the mixtape, the streaming, Red Bars, and her mixtapes, right? So when the settlement came, what happened is in court, when people saying, oh, she said she won, but she didn't win. She actually did win because they wanted 50%, but they only got 40%. So yes, she had to give them something because, it was only right. She was under contract. So out of the $37 million, she had to give them 40% of that. And then she got the rest of it. So if you say, what's 40% of $30 million? $12 million? 40% of $37 million. It's like if half of $37 million is 18.5, so they probably got like $12 million. They probably got like $12 million. So she had to pay them $12 million. Now they're out of her life. So anything going forward, they can't come back and be like, hey, what about this album? No. You've already settled out. I bought you out, and you can't get any more money off me. Take the $12 million, and that's it. So that's when she got the other 20 out of 37 from Atlantic. That's how it works. That's how it works. Yeah, I mean, she learned something from Deb, but then Deb went and got screwed herself. You learned the stuff from Deb, but then Deb couldn't even hold Nicki, And Deb is still complaining to this day. Waka Flocka was just complaining on the radio about how they screwed my mother out of Nicki and somebody else. They screwed my mother out of Nicki Minaj. It's life. They get a piece of Drake's everything. If he signed at 360, they get a piece of everything. Now they don't get most of it, but they get a percentage. That's enough. That's enough. I went out and got this Nike deal because of who I am. What gives you the right to get a percentage of it? Because they say they signed you. We pushed your records. We gave you the money, the budget, in order to get all these records to all these different countries. We want a piece of it. You only got that deal because we gave you the money to market yourself. The deals are with whatever you agree with in the beginning. Most of the time, big stars sign for at least 5 album deals. I think Drake and Nicki was 7. Nicki may have been 5, and Drake was 7. That's why Drake hurried up. They've been signed the same amount of time, but Drake got way more albums out. Drake put his albums out to get out of his deal. Nicki still has at least 2 albums to go because she got to put out, what's she have, about 4? So she might need 1 more. Nicki Minaj 5, right? So she might be in a 5 album. I hope she's not in the 7. I hope she's not in the 7. What's up, Nicki? They get a piece of his Nike deal too. All that. And like I said, people downplay the numbers because it's not working for their favor anymore. Or it's not working for them anymore. It's not working for their argument anymore. But see, that's the thing with me. I know how the business works. And I saw you, I remembered you on social media talking about #1 album in the country. I got the #1 album in the country. So you can't go tweeting and posting, you got the #1 album in the country, and then when the numbers aren't working for you and somebody else beats you out, you can't then say, oh, numbers don't mean shit. Numbers don't matter nowhere. It mattered when you said you got the #1 album in the country. How come you didn't tweet, yeah, I got the #1 album in the country, but it don't mean shit. Numbers don't matter. Debbie didn't find Nicki. Fendi found Nicki. Debbie did not find Nicki. Fendi found Nicki. Fendi found Nicki. Fendi discovered Nicki. Not Debbie. Fendi brought her to Debbie. Right. Keep that same energy. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And people say, oh, you hold that energy for Cardi? Yep. I hold the same energy for Cardi. How? Cardi told me, I forgot the line, and I'm pop in, and my records live in the top 10. Okay. Your words, not mine. So you told me your records live in the top 10. So when you drop a record and it's not top 10, and I get up in your DM like, yo, Cards, what's up? This record ain't top 10. What's happening? You can't get mad at me. You can't get mad at me because you said your records live in the top 10. When she said 5 number ones, you got 5 number nuns, she's talking numbers. You got to keep that same energy. When Nicki says to be the queen, you got to have plants. You got to sell records. Okay? You talking numbers, right? You talking numbers. So then when somebody else is getting those plaques and getting those numbers that you used to get, you can't then say numbers don't matter. It's about bars. No. That's not right. That's not fair. That's not fair. You got to keep that same energy. You got to keep that same energy. You cannot say now that it's about bars. It's not about numbers. Because when Remy was coming with them bars, you said it was about numbers. You didn't say it was about bars. When Remy hit you with the Sheetha, you did not say it's about bars. You said it's about numbers and plaques. Her words, not mine. But just because I remind people of what they say, they get mad at me. But I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I'm just holding you accountable for what you said. Right. You can't keep changing the goalposts. Either you rock with it or you rock with it. Yes. Okay, so Full Force. Okay. Nicki was in a group, right? Nicki was in a group with Full Force. Nicki was in a group. So yes, Full Force, if I'm not mistaken, Full Force came before Fendi. I think Fendi found her as a solo artist. She was in a group. I believe she sent them a demo. He told a story one time before. I believe she sent him a demo and she was singing a church song. I believe she was singing a church song. And then I think after the group disbanded, she was a lot of record labels were trying to sign her as a solo artist. They didn't want the group. They wanted her as a solo artist. Then the group broke up. And back when they wanted her as a solo artist, that's where the rivalry and that's where the beef with Atlantic started. The beef with Atlantic started way back then. Everybody thinks the beef started with Cardi B. No, the beef with Atlantic started way back when Atlantic was Warner Brothers. That's when the beef with Atlantic started. Way back then. It had nothing to do with Cardi B. It had nothing to do with, what they're doing now. The beef with Atlantic started when they were Warner Brothers Records. That's when the beef first started. Because Nicki Minaj gave a verbal agreement to Warner Brothers and to Kevin Liles. Kevin Liles was running Warner Brothers. That's the reason why Lyor Cohen and her don't get along. Lyor Cohen was the head. He put Kevin Liles in charge. Nicki gave Kevin Liles a verbal agreement that she was going to sign to Warner Brothers. So when she came down to meet with Kevin Liles had already told everybody, we getting Nicki Minaj. We're signing Nicki Minaj to Warner Brothers. But what happened was when they were going to pay Full Force because Full Force was managing her. So they were going to pay Full Force multi-million dollars for Nicki Minaj. When Nicki came down to Warner Brothers to sign the contract, Kevin Liles had Juelz Santana and said he wants Juelz Santana to be Nicki's writer. So just sign right here. We're going to bring in Juelz Santana. We're going to bring in Q-Tip. And Nicki was like, whoa, 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 whoa. You didn't say none of that. What do you mean you're going to bring in Juelz and Q-Tip? You never said that before. Yeah, well, we're going to bring in some writers to write for you. And only thing you got to do is just bring the brand out, concentrate on looking good, concentrate on rapping. And she said, nah. She said, nah, forget it. She was like, I don't want no, she said, especially a man. That was her words. That she said, I don't want nobody writing for me, especially not a man. So Nicki said, forget the deal. Full Force was out of millions because they were like, damn, she turned the deal down. And she didn't even have money then. She wasn't even signed then. So that's why Warner Brothers hates Nicki. And then remember, Warner Brothers later on became Atlantic. That's why they kept trying to pay people to start a beef with her. They kept trying to pay people to start a beef with her because they were like, we're going to make money off of her one way or another because she screwed us out of millions of dollars. But the people they were trying to pay, they wouldn't make the record. And then allegedly, they contacted Steve Rifkin to get in contact with Remy. And allegedly, I'm not going to say it's true, allegedly Atlantic gave Steve Rifkin money for Remy to make Sheetha. Remy accepted the money. They gave her all these promises. Nicki Minaj is on her way out. You make this record, you could be the new queen. But at the same time, they didn't tell her that they was grooming Cardi. At this time, Cardi was getting her teeth fixed, getting whatever Botox or whatever they need her to get. You're going to get a certain look. Get your boobs done. Get your teeth done. We're going to make a certain look for you that's going to rival her looks. And on top of that, you're 10 years younger. While Remy is over here because she has the skills to come at her with bars, and she has the cachet because she's been in the game for so long and she's got respect in the game. So she's got the cachet and the bars to give Nicki a setback. On top of that, she had the Yo Miley was good shit going on. So that was messing with her already. Then she was with Meek, and her management didn't agree with that, so that was messing with her too. So they said, while she's distracted with all this that's going on, Remy, you drop Sheetha. You're going to get on some records. You're going to diss her subliminally. We're going to put you on the Young M.A. record. We're going to put you on the All the Way Up record. And then this is when the dirtiness comes in. And the All the Way Up remix, who was executive producer of the All the Way Up remix? Jay-Z. Supposedly her bestie's husband. Because Nicki was cool with Beyonce at that time. Her bestie's husband was executive producer of All the Way Up remix. And that's when Remy came at Nicki Minaj. So Jay-Z co-signed the whole thing because he was executive producer of All the Way Up remix. And the song originally had Drake. Drake was originally on that record. Fat Joe, Drake, Remy, they were originally on All the Way Up remix. Fat Joe, Remy, and Drake. But then when Jay co-signed Remy coming at Nicki Minaj, he knew Drake would pick it off. So he got Drake out of there. He took Drake off the record, replaced Drake with himself, and then told Remy she could throw all the shots she wants. Remy threw the shots. Drake wasn't on the record, right? And that's how it started. That's how it happened. So then when Nicki wanted to clear on the comeback record, when Nicki tried to clear Beyonce's voicemail that Beyonce left for Nicki Minaj, she called her on a voicemail. And left a message for Nicki Minaj on her own voicemail. Nicki Minaj wanted to use that as the comeback record, as part of the comeback record to Sheetha. But Jay-Z did not let Beyonce clear that. And Jay was like, don't answer her calls. Don't answer her phone calls. Disassociate yourself with her. She's on her way out. Disassociate yourself with her. Allegedly, this is what he said. And that's the reason why, since then, have you seen Beyonce and Nicki together? Nope. Have you seen them in a picture together? Nope. Have you seen them on a record together? Nope. Ever since then, you haven't seen them together since. And they were hanging tight. They were hanging together tight, taking pictures. Her, Alicia Keys, and Nicki was going out to events together. Then all of a sudden, it was just her and Alicia. Alicia stopped fucking with Nicki. Beyonce gonna do whatever her husband say. If her husband say, don't mess with her, don't get involved. If he wanted this to happen. Well, the first thing is that with Jay-Z calling a meeting, that's just a prediction. That's a prediction. That is not something that I said that is stated to happen. I said I predict that to happen. Because many years has passed now. Many years has passed now. But that's the reason why I do not think that Nicki would ever go for it. Unless Jay-Z issues an apology, which he'll never do. Because Jay will never admit that he was behind the whole thing. You gotta remember something. Jay is going to, he's gonna, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And because Jay wants to play the ambassador of hip hop, he feels as though they can make money behind it. And of course, he's going to be a part of it. He ain't going to just get them together with him not making no money from it. He might say, oh, I'm going to be Cardi's new manager. Because remember, Cardi still don't got management. He may say, why don't you both come to Rock Nation? Or Cardi, come to Rock Nation. It's a dirty game. It's a dirty game. So if I'm Nicki Minaj, the best thing I do is, you know what? I finish out however many albums I got, and then I'm just going to go independent, and I'm going to trust my fan base to buy my record when I put it out. That's it. I'm not going to get a budget. I'm not going to, I have to pay for my own tour. I'm have to pay for my own. If I'm have to just send myself to Spotify and then just trust that my fans will download and buy my music. Because once they're no longer your record label, they're not going to pay for you anymore. Whatever playlisting they pay for Spotify, whatever ads they pay for Spotify, they're not going to do it anymore. That's why people get labels. Yeah, that happened after. That sheet that already happened. Sheet that had already happened. And you got to remember, Jay-Z only jumped on Meek. Jay-Z only jumped on Meek because he was no longer with Nicki. Because when Nicki first came to the title meeting, and I know for a fact because of one of my clients were there, when Nicki first came to the very first title meeting, she was dating Meek Mill. Jay-Z said, "Is he title? He can't come in here." Meek Mill had to wait out in the car. He was not allowed inside the meeting because Jay-Z said Meek Mill is not title. Jay only hopped on Meek Mill once him and Nicki were done. Once him and Nicki were done, they were already done when Meek went to jail. And Beyonce was saying, "Free Meek." Me and Jay is humming, "Free Meek." Wow. Nicki was probably like, "Really? You supposed to be my girl and you know that dude was whooping my ass? And you saying free Meek?" So she could throw her little, people thinking, "Oh, she said happy birthday. They're cool." Beyonce said happy birthday to Kim Kardashian. Y'all don't say they cool. Beyonce sent Kim Kardashian a suitcase. Y'all don't say they cool. But when she say happy birthday to Nicki, oh, see, they're cool. She said happy birthday to every damn body. She's the queen of music. She got to make it look good. She got to make it look good. She got to make it look good. So that's that. I just wanted to touch on that for anybody who didn't understand. I wasn't saying that 6ix9ine is a better rapper than Fivio Foreign. I wasn't saying that 6ix9ine got better bars than Fivio Foreign. I just simply said 6ix9ine dropped the video. Fivio Foreign dropped the video. And 6ix9ine's numbers is crushing his. That's all. That's it. That's what I'm saying. And Nicki also, for everyone who's always says, I'm anti-Nicki, me and G's anti-Nicki. Do you know that the only reason that Nicki Minaj know about that email is because me and G told her? If anybody remembers Queen Radio, when that whole hate train was going on, who the hell y'all think, and anybody that was online back then knows, the only people that called out Atlantic Records was, in case you didn't know, was G. She dropped that article. You could still go and look at the post. She let everybody know Atlantic Records was coming for Nicki Minaj. Anybody that was on that blog back then, they could tell you. She let everybody know. We also sent Nicki an email, and we told her there was an email that went out worldwide to everybody in the entertainment industry. She mentioned that on Queen Radio. How the hell do you think she knew? Because we told her. For everybody who says, oh, I'm anti-Nicki and don't know the story, we told her. That's why she went on Queen Radio and said, people sending out emails and memos. She found that out from us. She found that out from us. That's how she knew about the memo. And she was going to bring Lyor on and blast Lyor. They had already did that. They got mad. They blabbed. No, no. Kasemi, no, you're wrong. That is false. Atlantic can't blackball Nicki Minaj. Atlantic can't blackball anybody. The only thing Atlantic can do is stop Nicki's music from any Atlantic artist. They can't blackball Nicki Minaj. They're not even the biggest record label. Nicki's on Universal. Universal is bigger than Atlantic. Atlantic didn't blackball Nicki Minaj. The industry blackballed Nicki Minaj. Atlantic Records can't blackball an artist that's on Universal. The only thing they can do is stop her music from coming out with Uzi, stop her music from coming out with YoungBoy. Any artist that's on Atlantic, they can block their music. They can block her from doing music with them, but they can't blackball her. They can't call the radio station and say, don't play Nicki Minaj's music. Who the hell is Atlantic? Atlantic can't do that. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're correct. Because I remember they stopped the Uzi remix. They stopped the a YoungBoy. They stopped from working with one YoungBoy. That's why she never worked with Bruno Mars. She was supposed to work with Bruno Mars. I don't know whether she did or not, but she was supposed to work with Bruno Mars. But she put him on blast on Queen, and then she was going to blast Lyor. But then I think she made the right decision by not bringing Lyor on. I'm glad she decided not to bring Lyor Cohen on Queen and blast. I'm glad she decided not to do that. If she would have did that, her career would be over. Her career would be over. That's why she thought she was smart and she thought better not to do it. The Grammys guy, who cares? The only thing he can do is stop her from getting Grammys. Who cares about the Grammys guy? When you talk about people like Lyor and Jimmy Iovine, because 50 Cent, you know why 50 Cent had to change genres and go into movies? Because he talked about Jimmy Iovine, and Jimmy Iovine blackballed him out of music. 50 Cent ain't sold a record since he talked shit about Jimmy Iovine. That's the reason why 50 Cent went in the movies, went into executive producer, because he stopped selling records. I mean, when Nicki don't really, if Atlantic apologizes to her for them diss records, but Nicki Minaj has never done anything to Atlantic for her to apologize. She just didn't sign a deal with them back before they was even Atlantic, because she said that the deal wasn't good for her. She didn't want any ghostwriters. So she's never really done anything to Atlantic. That's the weird part. Atlantic is still mad because Nicki didn't sign with them. She's never done anything to Atlantic Records. She didn't do anything to them. All right, guys. What? Right, 300. 300 is Leo Cohen. 300 is Leo Cohen, Kevin Liles, Julie Greenwald, Mike Kaiser, couple other people. All people who don't like Nicki Minaj. That's what it's basically made up of. That's what they basically made up of. All of 300 is compiled of a bunch of people who hate Nicki. Crazy. Yeah, no. She's getting like. Do we have a problem? I hear that. I hear. Do we have a problem? I heard Bussin' the other day. I heard Blick. Where I'm at, I'm in another country right now. I heard Blick. Do we have a problem? And Bussin', all right behind each other. They played a Nicki Minaj triple play. They played Do We Have a Problem? Bussin', Blick, right behind each other. But anyway, y'all, I'll be back later. This was long. It's already longer than I thought, over 2 hours, but I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all holler at me. Go check out my videos on my YouTube. God bless.